Beware of doing good. That was said by Kodo Sawaki, a Zen monk and teacher who lived during the early 20th century. Rather than following tradition by residing at a temple, he wandered across Japan. His teachings have a distinct pragmatism and humor, and his sayings, in typical Zen fashion, nudge you off balance and make you reconsider what you think you know. Here are some of my favorites. You can't even trade a single fart with the next guy. Each and every one of us has to live out his own life. Religion means living your own life, completely fresh and new, without being deceived by anyone. You've got to avoid talking about your parents' family tree and background as if they make you something special. Don't show off with your money, your position, or your clothing either. You've got to live your own life, naked and sincere. Religion means living your own life, naked and sincere. Wherever you look, there's nothing but you. There's nothing anywhere that isn't you. When spring comes, you let spring turn your head. When autumn comes, you let autumn turn your head. Everyone is just waiting for something to turn their head. Some even make a living turning heads. They produce advertising. You do everything that people praise you for. You run after those who are praised. You are never yourself. Whatever you were thinking just now, it's gone already. Stop trying to be something special and just be what you are. Hold fire. Just sit. Blindness means that we don't understand the way things are. If we don't understand things, the best thing would be to stay calm. But no, instead of this we stomp around like a bull in a china shop. That's what makes everything complicated. Family's the place where parents and children, husband and wife, simultaneously all get on each other's nerves. Even funnier than watching the monkeys at the zoo is observing these humans on the loose. What a shame to have been born a human being and to spend your whole life worrying. You should reach the point where you can be happy to have been born a human. In the world, people are always saying, I want to do this, I want to do that, but then when they actually do it, there isn't anything to it at all. We've gotten used to this life. That's the only reason we find it normal. For ordinary people, there is only love or hate, profit or loss, good or bad, victory or loss. In the end, we have to realize that none of that is good for anything. And in the end, we come to the practice of Zazen, simply practicing what isn't good for anything. The rich are rich because money is important to them. That's why they don't give any of it away. So you think someone is good? The question is simply, good for what? We all develop peculiar habits. The powerful and the teachers and intellectuals who serve them do their best to train us in these peculiarities. In this way we are tied and twisted in the most complicated ways. Religion means untying these knots. In the end, there is only emptiness. People are impressed by strange things. You only need to be a little different and the whole world is impressed. Your whole life long, you're completely out of your mind because you think it's obvious that there's a you and the other. You put on an act to stand out in a crowd, but in reality there's neither you nor the other. When you die, you'll understand. Poor and rich, important and unimportant, none of that exists. It's only glitter on the waves. A person with big desires is easily fooled. Even the greatest con man can't profit from a person with no desire. All beings are mistaken. We see as happiness that which leads to unhappiness, and weep over an unhappiness which isn't unhappiness at all. We all know the child whose tears suddenly turn into laughter when you give him a cookie. What we living beings call happiness isn't much more than that. It's difficult to drink in moderation. That's because it's the wine itself that drinks the wine. It's exactly the same with the illusions in the world. Life doesn't run on tracks. In the soldier's handbook, it says that in war you must be prepared for 1,000 different possibilities. That doesn't just go for war. There's no rule book for life either. When you try to live your life according to a manual, you're sure to fail. However much you accomplish in this life, in the end you won't have anything to show for it. You will die naked. In the world you'll find all kinds of rewards, but is there any reward that could make you happier than settling your bottom onto your sitting cushion and having the privilege to practice Zazen? Often people ask me how many years they have to practice Zazen before it shows results. Zazen has no results. You won't get anything at all out of Zazen. You go swimming every morning in cold water. So what? Goldfish does that all the time. You've quit smoking. Yeah, so what? A cat doesn't smoke either. However proud you are of how well you run after this and run away from that, it's nothing more than wandering around in the world of impermanence. Ordinary people really go for miracles and magic. They love hocus pocus. If we don't watch out, we'll start believing that the Buddha Dharma is like climbing up a staircase. But it isn't like this at all. This very step right now is the one practice which includes all practices. And it is all practices contained in this one practice. You say you're finished with practice. From a religious point of view, there's nothing more absurd. You don't seek the way seeks you. Where are you truly at home? You have no traveling companions. Wherever you look, there's no one else. You've got to find the place you and you alone can reach. Precisely that self which I haven't thought up is who I really am. Just forget everything you've picked up since you were born. When reality lies before us, words are superfluous. Words without reality are empty theories. When we've seized the content, we can freely use words or not as we like. Beware of doing good. The person who does good thinks they've done good. That's why they're worse than someone who's done something bad. Believe me, it's easier for those who do bad because they're humbled by it. You can find more of Kodo Sawaki's sayings in his book, To You. Until next time.